Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw results for July 2nd, and as well as your main event results. Birthdays. June 30th, Alicia Fox. She turned another year. She was born 1986. Cody Rhodes. He was born 1985. Terry Funk was born 1944. And Scott Dawson. He was born 1984. July the 2nd, Bret Hart. He was born 1957, and Little Nate, Charles Robinson, was also born July 2nd. He was born 1964. WWE has announced that Ruby Riott has suffered a left knee injury at a weekend live event. She was scheduled to undergo an MRI earlier today, but there's no word on yet what was found. Stay tuned for more updates as I find on her status. Looks like the injury may have occurred during Riott's loss to Dana Brooke at Friday's live event in Rapid City, South Dakota. She did not wrestle at Saturday's live event in Bismarck, North Dakota, or Sunday's show in Fargo, as Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan lost to Natalya and Bayley both nights. Riott was at ringside for Sunday's show, but was nowhere to be seen on Saturday. WWE's announcement on the injury: Ruby Riott injured. Sustained an injury to her left knee at WWE live event over the weekend. Didn't say which one it was, as WWE can't confirm. An MRI to determine the extent of the damage was scheduled for earlier in the day. Stay tuned with WWE as they get more details on Ruby's condition becomes more available. She comments on Twitter herself at Ruby Riott WWE, with or without me, the hashtag Riot Squad are the most dangerous women in this division. You only live once. That's LIVV. Prove that tonight. And at Sarah Logan, WWE said it best at WWE Ember Moon. You messed up because no one can quiet the riot. As noted, Ruby Riott missed Raw after suffering a knee injury during a weekend live event, likely during the loss to Dana Brooke. WWE posted an injury update, revealed that Riott's MRI confirmed an MCL sprain in her left knee. No word yet on when she will be back in action, but we'll keep you updated. Shinsuke Nakamura is currently out of action due to a police dog bite that he suffered last Monday during a pre-show security check at a WWE live event in Bakersfield, California. But he will be cleared in time for WWE's Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I wonder about the drug charge. Probably wasn't one. They probably paid to get out of it, because that's what the dogs were sniffing. As noted, Raw Tag Team Champions Bray Wyatt suffered multiple injuries in a car accident on Friday in Florida. Wyatt was pulled from a weekend live event and was not at last night's Raw, but he and Matt Hardy are still scheduled to defend their tag titles against the B Team at Extreme Rules on July 15th. Hardy suffered another loss to Curtis Axel on Raw and had this exchange with Wyatt after the match. At Woken Matt Hardy brand, on July 2nd, enough. Bray Wyatt at WWE Bray Wyatt. To the rescue I come, Zenith. Matt tweeted the following in response to WWE's announcement on Wyatt's injuries at Woken Matt Hardy. My thoughts are with my compeer, Tyler Breeze, and Mike Kanellis. Baron Corbin and Zaviar Woods play Wheel of Fortune in this video from UpUpDownDown, Zaviar Woods' YouTube channel. I just linked. All right, we got Baron Corbin and his new gimmick, Constable Corbin. I'm calling him Constipated Corbin in my future episodes. And it was a guest on Kettleland Living to promote the latest Raw episode in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and discuss transitioning from football player to a WWE wrestler, his role as Constable of WWE Raw, and more. Corbin spent about 4 years in NXT and is shown on the Breaking Ground WWE Network series. He was growing impatient regarding him being called up to the main roster. However, it was worth the wait, as he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal in his main roster debut at WrestleMania 32 by lastly eliminating Kane. In addition, Corbin won the 2017 Money in the Bank match, as well as U.S. Championship, United States Championship, but he's the only man to lose the Money in the Bank match since being on the main roster. When Corbin was drafted to Raw, he stayed in mid-card role until he was given a new role as Stephanie McMahon's constable, designed to maintain checks and balances with Raw General Manager Kurt Angle. After being seen for years with long hair, Corbin had his head shaved to look the part for the position, saying goodbye to 8 inches of hair. I think I have a picture of it, and if I can find it, I'll post it for you. As Corbin discussed why the decision was made to remove all his hair, it was just a part of stepping into his role that Stephanie McMahon was given him. As he said, looking professional. And if I'm going to be telling people what to do, I want to look professional as well. Never mind. Regarding his personal thoughts on the big chop, Corbin finds it much easier to keep maintained. Just run water on your head. I had that type of haircut through my entire life until I graduated high school. And my parents wanted me to go military, and I could not join the military. So I said, enough! Like my heart says, enough! So I grew my hair out. And now you know the rest of the story. Regarding his personal, it was great to get rid of the long hair, Corbin said. It was such a pain if you look at it. It's always wet when guys wrestle. You dump gallons of conditioner in it to keep it wet, so you're not choking on it. You have all kinds of stuff in it, and it just maintaining it. It is a lot of work. I don't envy people with long hair, so I'm glad mine is gone. I have long hair. It's easy to maintain. You wash it. You put the LA Looks in it with a little bit of spike hold, and it holds the entire day. Hairspray, done. Oops, I told my secret. Well, Corbin added that he's 100% happy with the new look and preparing it so easy that he could just wake up and go. This week's updates to the Hidden Gems collection on WWE Network features what WWE is calling Kenny Omega WWE Network debut. Below are the full details on today's edition. The real Omega Man, before making a name for himself internationally. Kenny Omega shows his skills against the Crew Jones in this match from Deep South Wrestling from September 3rd, 2006. Putting hard work to use after watching Cowboy Bob Orton Sr. and Bob Orton Jr. in a special workout session. Witness them in action against Steve Karen and Mike Graham. And that was April 20th, 1976. Into the Woods in this battle from Florida Championship Wrestling. Xavier Woods takes to the ring to go one-on-one with Michael Tarver. And that was from June 6, 2011. Road to Perfection. On the Road to Perfection, Kurt Hennig partners with the legendary father, Larry the Axe Hennig, to battle the Road Warriors in a tag team match. And that was from AWA, April 21st, 1985. The Armstrongs and the Horsemen. Brad Armstrong and his legendary father, Bullet Bob, take on Tully Blanchard and Lex Luger in the 1987 Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup from April 11th, 1987. Xavier Woods won $10,000 for conors during the first ever Fortnite Pro-Am tournament at EC3 in Los Angeles on Wednesday. Below is WWE's congratulatory announcement, along with the video of the New Day throwing out pancakes at the tournament as a full stream at this link. I think it was an event that I told you all about in a prior video. Xavier won the $10,000 for conors in the first ever Fortnite Pro-Am tournament. Xavier, member of New Day and host of UpUpDownDown, leaped off the battle bus and into action in the first ever Fortnite Pro-Am tournament before leaving with $10,000 for conors. 50-team Pro-Am was held in Los Angeles during the 2018 E3, no, it's not EC3, it's E3 convention, and featured some of the world's best Fortnite players teaming up with celebrities from TV, movies, music, and sports for their share of $3 million prize pool for charity. Woods was competing against the likes of Chandler Riggs of The Walking Dead, UFC champions Demetrius Johnson and Tyron Woodley, rapper Lil Yachty, NBA players Paul George and Kenneth Faird, and more. In a 100-person virtual battle royal for survival, Woods was partnered with streamer CDN III, and the two outlasted more than half of the field, coming in 24th place out of 50 teams. They each left with $10,000 for charity of their choice, with Woods playing for Conors Cure, which supports research in the battle against pediatric cancer, and also one of WWE's sponsor for Conors Cure. Remember the pink shirts and pink green roast? They're coming back for October as well. And they also do battle with the breast cancer. Congratulations, Zaviar. It's a new day. Yes, it is. At Zaviar Woods, PhD, and at True for Kofi are tossing out pancakes at the Fortnite Pro-Am. At this link as well. Nikki Bella gave fans an update on where things are at with John Cena and spoke about Total Bellas. You can check out her full comments in a video that I did not get. And current status with John Cena, it has been a super emotional roller coaster ride, and I think it's hard for people to understand because we film, and then things get shown a few months after, and people are like, are they together or are they not? Because I am a reality star, and I do have a reality show, I feel like I have to say what's the update on John and I, but right now, we're just friends. We're both working on each other and trying to work on us. We talk every day. He is not only my best friend, he is truly one of the most amazing people I ever met. He has patience with me, and he really taught me a lot over the past few months. I think one of those things is an inner strength that I thought I had, but I didn't realize how strong I had it. I don't know. I don't have hope for us. Hopefully one day we'll get back together, and if we don't, we just both want each other to be very, very happy. Wanting to get married once and only once. Right now, John is in China filming a movie. I hate to say perfect timing, but it's giving us the time in life to see what we want for the future. I know some people, because of the media or what they read on social media, they look at this as a very negative thing. But for those of you who are going to get married or engaged or who are married, understand that it is forever. I don't want to be someone who is divorced or has kids and gets a divorce. I truly want to walk down that aisle, give my vows, and do this only one time. So there's a lot of issues that I had to deal with and really want to know what I want for the rest of my life. The season finale is very tough. I will just warn you all. It's just very honest, raw, and real. And you will see why John and I are where we are today. Earlier this month in an interview with Girl Boss Radio, Nikki noted that she called the wedding off 3 weeks before their wedding date. And your main event, spoilers, results. Probably by the time this video airs, it'll be just results. Jinder Mahal with Sunil Singh defeated Zack Ryder. The Ascension with Conor and Victor defeated Heath Slater and Rhino. Raw opened up with a video package highlighting from last week. We're live from Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Michael Colesall welcomes us to the show. He's joined in by Corey Graves and Jonathan Coachman. We go to ring, and out comes Roman Reigns and Booze. Reigns takes the mic and says and as the fans are chanting, hearing some Roman sucks chant, Reigns says they are good and have a bright future, but never did he think he would lose to the Revival. Reigns isn't here to make excuses, but he did have the worst partner ever, Bobby Lashley. Reigns says Raw General Manager Kurt Angle thinks it's a good idea to do the rematch, but he wants to fight Bob, not tag with him. Reigns says if they can't do it in Extreme Rules, they can do it right now. Reigns goes on calling Lashley Bob and says he wasn't the guy 10 years ago and won't be the guy 10 years from now because Reigns is the guy, the man around here, the big dog that runs the yard. Music interrupts and out comes Drew McIntyre and Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler and McIntyre take turns running Reigns down as they walk to the ring. They enter the ring now, and Drew says it's only fair that they return the favor after Reigns put his nose in their business last week. Reigns swings first before they could attack him. Reigns tries to fight them off, but they beat him down and double team him. Seth Rollins runs out to a pop with no music. Rollins sends McIntyre out of the ring and tackles Drew. McIntyre pulls Drew to safety, and Rollins stands tall as fans cheer. Rollins' music hits, and he and Reigns stare Ziggler and McIntyre down, and we go to commercial. Back from the break, Kurt Angle is backstage with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, formerly Shield members, and the Shield's back together. It says he's booked a match against Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler for next week, but Reigns wants it tonight. Angle changes his mind and says they've got it. Reigns and Rollins walks off. Matt Hardy versus Curtis Axel. There we go to the ring. Out comes Raw Tag Team Champions Matt Hardy as Mike Rome does the introductions. Cole Saw confirms Bray Wyatt was injured over the weekend, but does not mention the car accident. Matt hits the ring and B Team appears on the big screen, doing impersonations again. Curtis as Hardy, Dallas as Wyatt. B Team heads to the ring next. Bell rings and they go at it. Hardy with an early pin attempt. Axel talks with Dallas and locks back up with Hardy as fans chant delete with him. Axel takes control, but Hardy turns it around. Hardy drops Axel with an elbow and then delivers an elbow drop for another 2 count. Hardy beats Axel around with rights. Hardy whips Axel off the ropes, but Axel drops him. Axel stomps in the corner now and works Hardy over as the referee warns him. Hardy kicks Axel and turns around as the fans rally for him. Dallas almost interferes. Matt goes for a twist of fate, but Axel avoids it and retreats to the floor for a breather. Hardy starts to delete chant as we go to commercial. Delete, delete. Back for the break. Axel is in control. Axel nails a drop kick and shows off some as fans boo. Hardy fights out of the corner, but Axel cuts him off and delivers a backstabber for a 2 count. Axel with more offense and another 2 count. They go at it on the apron. Matt with a modified side effect on the apron for a pop for the crowd. Matt with a forearm shot in the middle of the ring. Hardy with a turnbuckle face shots to Axel. Hardy with more offense and the side effect for another 2 count as Dallas looks on. Hardy goes to the second rope and delivers an elbow to the back of the neck. Hardy goes back to the ropes and hits an elbow drop, but Axel kicks out at 2. Axel calls for a twist of fate as the fan chant delete now again. Axel kicks Hardy. Dallas provides a distraction from the apron. More back and forth now as Axel drops Matt over the top of the steel ring post and then drives him down face first for the pin. Winner of the match, Curtis Axel. After the match, Dallas hits the ring and joins Axel as they begin another wild celebration. Matt looks on from the ring as they dance on the stage. So to come second, Reigns and Rollins versus McIntyre and Ziggler. Also Reigns and Lashley versus the Revival. Bayley and Sasha Banks back to canceling next. And back to commercial. Back for the break. Roman is talking with Seth Rollins in the locker room when Bobby Lashley walks in. Rollins asks if Reigns has everything under control and then leaves. Lashley asks Reigns if he's trying to be Superman or if he thinks he's bulletproof in asking for the second match tonight. Lashley says Reigns is just a heat magnet. Lashley makes it clear that he doesn't like Reigns either and asks him to check his huge ego before their match with the Revival next. Lashley talks more and Reigns tells him to shut up. Reigns says he will start the match and win the match. And all Lashley has to do is stand there and flash his phony smile. Lashley mentions holding Reigns responsible and Reigns asks if that's a threat. Lashley confirms this was a threat. We see the recent happening between Bayley and Sasha. All leads us to Bayley's first canceling session. Filmed earlier in the day, Bayley was shown in a waiting room when Banks walks in. They start arguing about appointment times as a random guy watches from his seat. Dr. Shelby returns and says he's here to guide them through their friendship counseling together. Shelby asks them to follow him into the friend zone Camera cuts to Banks and Bailey on the couch in Shelby's office. Shelby says that this is a safe space because he runs everything on 7 principles of friendship. He goes over them, but Bailey and Banks don't look interested. That's it for the first segment. Titus Worldwide versus Ultimate Spain. We go to the ring. Out comes Titus Worldwide, Dana Brooke, Apollo Crews, and Titus O'Neil. Back to commercial. Back to the ring. Titus Worldwide looks on as the Ultimate Spain, a common wrestler, make their way to the ring. Wrestler starts off with Titus and takes him to the corner. They run the ropes and Titus sends him into the corner with a shoulder. Crews tags in and hits a splash. Wrestler backs Crews in the corner, and in comes Akam. Crews counters out of the corner as Dana cheers him on. Crews with a drop kick, but Akam is still standing. Wrestler tags back in and double team Crews for a big slam. Wrestler yells out as Crews tries to recover. Wrestler continues punishing Crews around the ring until Akam tags back in. They hit a double team powerbomb for another pin attempt, but Titus runs in to break up. Titus gets sent out, but Crews ends up rolling Akam up for a 2 count. Akam comes right back with a tilt-the-world side slam. Wrestler tags in and they hit the last chapter for the pin on Crews. Winners of the match, Ultimate Pain. After the match, Ultimate Pain stands tall in the middle of the ring as we go to replays. Crews clutches his shoulder on the floor while Dana takes on Titus. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are backstage getting ready for the first of the 2 matches tonight. Match commercial. Back from the ring, we see Kevin Owens arriving to the arena in the back. Coleslaw comments on how Owens usually isn't this late. Owens looks worried and tells the valet no chance. When asked for his keys, Owens enters the arena. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. We go to the ring. Out first comes Seth. Roman was out next. Intercontinental Champion Dolph was out next with Drew McIntyre. Ziggler starts off with Rollins as they go back and forth, taking it to the mat. Ziggler with a quick pin attempt. They go back to their feet, stare at each other before locking up. Fans are dueling chants as they trade holds. Ziggler counters the move and rolls Rollins up for a 2 count. Rollins with a drop kick. McIntyre tags in as Rollins stares him down. They lock up and Drew takes Rollins down into a hold. Drew drops Rollins with a big knee. They run the ropes and face off again as Reigns tags in. McIntyre smiles and nods, welcoming Reigns in the ring. They lock up and try to overpower each other as fans do dueling chants again. Drew takes it to the corner and works Reigns over as the referee warns him. After all, you get a 5 count. Reigns turns it right around and unloads it on Drew in the corner. Reigns then mounts Drew with rights in the corner. Drew avoids the Samoan drop, but Reigns rocks him with the right hand. We see Bobby Lashley watching backstage. Reigns goes for Ziggler on the apron, and he tries to interfere, allowing McIntyre to level him with a headbutt. Drew mounts Reigns with strikes. McIntyre keeps control, and in comes Ziggler. Ziggler super kicks Reigns for a 2 count. Ziggler works Reigns around the ring until Drew comes back in with more shots in the corner. Drew with a neck breaker for a 2 count. Drew keeps Reigns down by his arm now as Ziggler tags in. Decks Reigns while he's being held. Ziggler takes Reigns back to the corner for more aggressive offense. Ziggler talks trash and has words with Rollins. Ziggler turns back around and leaps into the corner, but Reigns knocks him out of midair with a big right hand. Reigns calls for the tag, and in comes Rollins with a springboard to Ziggler. Rollins also knocks Drew off the apron. Ziggler runs into a boot. Rollins keeps control and hits the sling blade. McIntyre gets hit into the barrier. Rollins runs the ropes and hits the suicide dive to McIntyre into the barrier. Reigns with a drive-by to Ziggler. Rollins with a big frog splash to Ziggler, but McIntyre broke up the pin just in time. Drew then knocked Reigns out of the ring. Ziggler and Rollins trade moves and pin attempts now. Rollins catches a super kick and launches Ziggler over the top rope, landing right beside Drew on the floor. Rollins goes to the top and nails a big crossbody to both opponents on the floor. Rollins and Reigns are in control on the floor as we go to a commercial. Back from the break, Ziggler is trying to get the sleeper on Rollins in the middle of the ring. Reigns reaches for the tag, but Ziggler pulls Rollins down to the mat. Rollins starts fading as the referee checks on him. Fans are dueling chance again for Reigns now as he reaches for the hot tag. Ziggler stops the tag by hitting the famouser on Rollins for another 2 count. McIntyre tags back in. The stomps on Reigns. Trash talks to Reigns. Drew works Rollins around the ring now. Rollins fights back, but Drew hits a big chop. Rollins fights out and sends Drew to the floor. Rollins leaps to make the tag, but Drew pulls Reigns off the apron. Drew takes back control of Rollins in the corner. Ziggler tags back in as Drew tosses Rollins out of the ring. Ziggler follows and whips Rollins, but is countered, and Rollins launches Ziggler into the barrier. Rollins returns to the ring to make the tag, but Drew throws Ziggler in, then tags in. Rollins drops Drew and crawls for a tag as the fans cheer. Ziggler runs in, but Rollins nails a buckle bomb with countering the Famouser as Rollins calls to tag Reigns. Reigns reaches for the tag, but the Revival pulls him off the apron for the DQ. Roman and Seth win by DQ. After the bell, Dash and Scott double team Reigns at ringside. McIntyre and Ziggler bring Rollins over to beat him up. The Revival sends Reigns into the barrier, and then there's still ring steps. McIntyre and Ziggler bring Rollins back into the ring to double team them. The Revival continue assault on Reigns on the outside. Ziggler and McIntyre hit the Claymore zigzag combo on Rollins. They leave as the Revival brings Reigns back in to the ring for the Shatter Machine. They leave and stand tall on the ramp as the fans boo. Reigns and Rollins are laid out next to each other in the ring as the officials check on them. Revival's music hits and the announcers plug Reigns and Lacey teaming up later. Then we see how Braun Strowman destroyed Kevin Owens' car last week's Raw. Kurt Angle backstage when Kevin Owens walked in. Owens says Angle has to do something about Braun because he's crazy. Angle says we settle things in the ring, and it sounds like Owens wants a match. Owens just wants Angle to do something about this. Fire Braun or suspend him. Angle says Owens just convinced him there's only one way to settle this. Angle announces Owens versus Strowman for tonight, and Owens isn't happy. We go to the ring. Out comes Constipated Baron Corbin. Constipated Constable Corbin. Back to a commercial, and we're back from that commercial. Quick look at Counselor and Dr. Shelby, but we can't hear them. It looks like things aren't going so well. Back to the ring, and Constipated Corbin makes Mike Rome re-announce him as being appointed by Raw Commissioner Stephanie McMahon. Corbin talks about how Stephanie hired him to keep Kurt Angle on his toes to help the superstars reach their full potential. He talks about what happened with Finn Balor last week and shows a replay. Constipated Corbin invites Balor to the ring to apologize to him so Finn can get his career back on track. Music hits, out comes Balor to a pop. Constipated Corbin invites Balor into the ring to admit he was wrong and apologizes. Promises to never do it again. Corbin offers to apologize first, but he just puts Balor down some more. The segment ends when Balor saying Corbin gave up all respect the day he became Stephanie's stooge. Corbin swings and drops Balor. Corbin ends up sending Balor off the ropes, but Balor ducks a shot and hits the sling blade to send Constipated Corbin to the ring, out of the ring, as Balor teases going up for a dive from the top, but Constipated Corbin heads up the ramp. We see Elias backstage playing his guitar. Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan walk up and ask if he's performing tonight. He says not for the fans, but he has a little something in mind for the two of them. He starts playing, and they get riled up for another rampage through the backstage area. Liv will face Ember Moon next. Back to commercial. Ember Moon versus Liv Morgan. Back for the break. Out first comes Ember. Liv Morgan was out next with Sarah Logan. Coleslaw confirms that Ruby Riot suffered a knee injury at Weekend Live event. Back and forth to start the match. Ember gets a few moves in and covers for a 2 count. Ember keeps Liv grounded. Liv connects with a strike to the face to turn it around. Liv takes control. Takes Ember back to the mat. Ember nails across the body from the second rope for a 2 count. Liv then rolls to the floor for a breather as we go back to commercial. Back from the break, and Liv and it has Ember grounded in the middle of the ring. Moon fights up, but Liv keeps the hold locked. Ember breaks it and rolls Liv up, turning it into an ankle lock. Liv breaks it and sends Ember into the second rope. Liv comes right back with an insecurity for a close 2 count. No selling the ankle lock. Liv takes Moon back to the mat as fans try to rally. Moon sends Liv across the ring and breaks the hold. Liv fights back and they trade shots in the middle of the ring now as Liv drops Moon with a right hand. Liv talks her trash but Moon launches her face first into the corner. Moon with a stop to the gut. Moon goes up top and hits the flips for the win. After the match, Ember goes to the floor. As Logan runs into the ring, Moon has her arm raised at ringside as her music hits. We get another look at counseling with Dr. Shelby, Sasha, and Bailey, filmed from earlier. Banks says they have been there for hours and she wants to go because it isn't working. Shelby wants to give it another shot. Banks mocks Bailey, and Bailey mocks Banks, calling her a backstabber and mentioning cousin Snoop Dogg. They have words and start arguing in front of Dr. Shelby. He tries to get in between them, and they tell him to shut up. They keep arguing until Shelby yells out, "Enough!" And we get to be continued graphic. The Revival versus Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley was up next. We go to the ring. Out comes the Revival for the rematch from last week's show. Back to commercial. Back from the break, Roman is making his entrance. Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson watch from ringside. Lashley was out next. Reigns starts the match with Dawson. They lock up, and Reigns takes it to the corner. Reigns avoids a full contact from a wild swing to the gut. They lock up again and trade holds. Dawson works Reigns over a few times, but Reigns comes back swinging, sending Dawson out of the ring. Wilder checks in on his partner. Lashley wants to be tagged in, but Reigns tells him he's got this. Dawson returns to the ring, and Dash tries to run interference, which allows Dawson to rock Reigns with the right hand. The Revival double team Reigns, and in comes Dash off the tag. Reigns fights him off and sends Dawson out of the ring. Reigns turns around to a drop kick from Dash. Dash kicks control of Reigns and works him over as the referee warns him. Dawson tags back in, and the double team starts back up. Dawson beats on Reigns while he's down on the apron. Fans are dueling chance now. Dawson takes Reigns back to the mat with the scissors and works him over. Dawson keeps control, and in comes Dash for more offense. Reigns kicks out at 2. Dash takes Reigns back to the corner, and in comes Dawson again. Reigns blocks a shot and starts to fight back. Dawson with another shot to the ribs to cut Reigns off. Reigns whips Dawson into the turnbuckles as he goes down. Lashley waits for a tag, but Reigns ignores it. Dash tags in as Reigns continues to fight both opponents. Dash rolls Reigns up from behind for a close 2 count. Reigns drops Dash for a 2 count. Lashley comes in, hits a spine buster on Dash. Dash gets sent out of the ring. Dawson eats a spine buster. Lashley begs for a tag, but Reigns shakes him off again. Reigns waits for Dash to get up, but Dawson grabs his foot from the floor. They double team Reigns again and beat him down as the referee calls for the disqualification. Again, Roman and Bobby Lashley win the match. After the bell, Lashley leaves the apron and leaves as he's had enough. Revival double teams Reigns and hits him with another shatter machine. Lashley keeps walking to the back as Reigns takes another shatter machine. Fan chat one more as Reigns and Lashley are announced as the winners. Revival leaves as Reigns' music hits while he's still down on the mat. We see Kurt Angle watching backstage, but Kevin Owens walks in, saying Angle needs to stop the chaos that has been going on each week as of late. Owens wants Angle to cancel his match with Braun Strowman, but Angle isn't interested. Owens tries kissing up to Angle, but Angle says there's no way he's getting out of this match. We go back to the ring. We see Reigns slowly getting to his feet. Still to come segment, Owens versus Strowman. Coleslaw leads us to a special look at Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. Back from the break, we see what just happened with Reigns, Lashley, and the Revival. Reigns enters Kurt Angle's locker room and wants Lashley. Angle says Lashley just left and their singles match is on for Extreme Rules. We get Mojo Rawley versus No Way Jose. We go to the ring. No Way Jose is out with his conga line. Mojo was out next. Mojo takes the mic before the match and doesn't think Jose is worthy of this rematch. Mojo knocks Jose for dancing and drops him from behind. Mojo goes to the ringside and assaults a member of the conga line, launching him over the steel steps and drilling him on the ramp. Jose comes to make the save, but Mojo turns it around and beats him down the ringside. Mojo lifts Jose and drives him into the edge of the apron. Mojo yells out at the referee, warns him to go to the back. Fans boo as the referee checks on Jose. Coleslaw leads us to a video package on Ronda Rousey, Nia Jax, and Alexa Bliss. Coleslaw leads us to the sit-down WWE website interview from earlier today with Ronda Rousey and Renee Young. Rousey said she may be suspended from Raw, but she's not suspended from Extreme Rules and will be buying a ringside ticket to appear. Mickie James versus Nia Jax is up next. We go to ring. Out comes Mickie with Raw champion Alexa Bliss at her side. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and out comes Nia to the stage. Jax takes the mic and says she's hoped she was done with Bliss after WrestleMania 34, but she was wrong. She squashed her like the insect she is at Backlash and figured Bliss was behind her forever, but she's wrong again. One Money in the Bank cash in later, and they're back to where they started, but this needs to end. Fans cheer and agree. Jax says at Extreme Rules, with Ronda Rousey sitting at ringside, this will end. Jax says she was with Kurt Angle backstage just now, and he confirmed that their match at Extreme Rules will be held under Extreme Rules. After tonight, Jax says she also has some backup for this match. Music hits, out comes Natalya. Jax and Natalya head to the ring together, and Bliss awaits with Mickie. Bell rings, and Mickie comes from behind to attack. Jax fights back and sends Mickie to the mat with a headbutt. Mickie tries coming from behind again as Bliss looks on. Jax rounds Mickie back into the corner. Jax with another big power move. Mickie fights back and connects with several kicks. Jax easily turns it back around, and Mickie goes to the apron, then goes to the floor to regroup. Jax follows, but Mickie tries running back into the ring. Jax grabs her leg and scoots her onto her shoulders on the floor. Bliss pulls Mickie off Jax's shoulders. Natalya joins Jax, and the two teams face off at ringside as we go to commercial. Back from the break, Mickie has turned it around. Mickie works on the knees of Jax at ringside. Mickie returns to the ring as the referee counts. Jax makes it back in at the 8 count, but Mickie goes right to work on her. Jax tries to fight back, but Mickie keeps her down and keeps focusing on the knee. Mickie keeps Jax down with a submission now as Jax tries to fight back and applies the leg scissors. Mickie reaches for the bottom rope to break the hold as Jax had a submission move on Mickie. They both get to their feet, and Mickie connects first. Jax mounts some momentum now, but is moving slowly due to the knee. Jax sends Mickie into the corner, but runs into a big boot. Mickie goes to the top, but Jax goes for the power bomb. Mickie counters and lands on her feet. Mickie yells at Jax to get up. Jax catches a big kick. Mickie with a strike to the head. Jax powers up and nails a sit-down power bomb, but Bliss gets on the apron to distract the referee from making the pin. Natalya takes Bliss down off the apron. Jax ends up taking advantage of the distraction and hitting a small drop on Mickie for the pinfall. After the match, Natalya stands tall with Jax as Bliss recovers on the floor and looks to be bleeding a bit from the nose. Kevin Owens backstage asking Jinder Mahal and Sunil Singh for tips on finding inner peace. Charlie Caruso interrupts and comments on the match with Braun Strowman, admitting Owens seems a little bit shaken up. Owens says he's thrilled that the match with Strowman is still on, and he's not shaken up. Owens says he's fought the monster before, and tonight he's going to show the world how you destroy a monster. Owens goes back to breathing exercises with Mahal and Singh. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and the announcers hype Reigns versus Lashley at Extreme Rules. Renee Young backstage with Lashley. He says it was kind of a good to watch Reigns get beat down earlier tonight, and he can't wait for Extreme Rules, but because Reigns has made a name for himself while he's been away. Only because he's been away, Lashley says Reigns' yard would be nothing but a small concrete patch in the trailer park if he had been around. Back to the announcers, and they run down the Extreme Rules card. Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman. We go to ring for tonight's main event. Out comes KO. We got another look at Owens' car being flipped over on last week's Raw. Back to the commercial. Back from the break. Corey Graves hypes Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy in a no DQ match for tomorrow 205 Live episode. Owens waits in the ring as Braun makes his way out for the main event. Next, Braun is carrying his Money in the Bank briefcase. The bell rings and Braun sends Owens across the ring and yells at him. Owens goes to the floor for an early breather. Owens runs away to the back as the fans boo. Braun looks on from the ring, and the referee starts counting. Owens has been counted out. Winner by count out, Braun Strowman. After the bell, Braun immediately leaves the ring and heads to the back. We see Owens trying to get into his car, but he doesn't have the keys. Owens isn't happy. Owens tries to hide in one of the production trucks, but it's locked. He finally steps into a portable toilet and hides there. Braun makes his way through the backstage area and makes it known he's looking for Owens. Fans start chanting "porta potty" in the arena. Braun walks past the toilet, but stops and turns around. Braun disguises his voice and asks if anyone is in there. Owens tells the woman with the deep voice to go away. Braun grabs a roll of duct tape and starts wrapping it around the toilet to keep Owens trapped. Braun says he told Owens he would find him. Owens starts begging him. Braun drags the toilet into the arena as fans cheer. We can hear Owens begging for someone to help him as Braun drags the toilet through the backstage area. Braun has brought the toilet to the stage as some fans chant, "This is awesome now." Braun drags the toilet across the stage and positions it at the edge as fans cheer him on. Braun looks at the crowd as they chant the "Yes" chant, Borgasm down him. Braun runs across the stage and knocks the toilet off for a big pop. The "Holy crap" chant rings out from the crowd as we get replays. And we see officials helping Owens out of the toilet now. Owens stumbles out and is covered with blue sludge. Braun looks down from the stage and Roman announces him the winner by countout. As Braun poses on the ramp as the music hits, we see officials checking on Owens as Braun stands tall on the ramp as Raw goes off the air. In the WWE Raw closing segment, saw Braun trap Kevin Owens inside the porta potty and then launch the toilet off the stage. Here's post-show video link of Owens being helped to the back after taking the ride. And there was no dark match main event for the live crowd after all ended at Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota this week. The advertised main event was Strowman, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Bobby Lashley versus Strowman, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley versus Owens, Elias, Baron Corbin, and Jinder Mahal. And that concludes my Raw results for this week. Thanks again. Peace out. See you on the video. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.